Right, hello, it's me, James, and I'm here with Jason. Hello, Jason.
Hello.
And we are here for another quick update to the team building video we made the other day about this cable dude who doubles the printed attack of your other characters when he attacks. We played a game with it, and then in light of that, I decided to make some changes. So I thought I'd quickly explain what those are in the spirit of iteration, because that's what team building is all about. You don't just make a team and stick with it. You make it, play it, change it, break it, never play it again. So Nick Wale, Jackalope Spam, hello, commented on the previous YouTube video where Jason and I played that why don't I use Villainous Pact as a win con, the action die itself, instead of Living the Dream, because Living the Dream is there's a lot of sort of moving pieces, right? Because basically we were using these three. And you have to buy this and KO this and get counters on there, and it's actually pretty good because once it's in the field it stays there. There's very few ways of removing it, and you get the +1 and stuff. But Villainous Pact does have the same global as Magneto, so you get the prep global. This is an old version, but it's much prettier than the newer versions in my opinion. You get the prep global that you would have had on Magneto, and you save a bit of space because basically if you buy the action and you're rolling a 4-cost action die, if you get it at the right time, as has been demonstrated on numerous Master Mold teams, your opponent has to pick one non-villain, and only that non-villain can they block with. So if they don't have a lot of villains on their team, they end up just blocking with one die, and the rest goes through, hopefully with double attack from Cable. Okay, so I said I'll give that a try. Sounds good. I also want to try, for my own good, something with bigger stats, something cheap with big stats, which means basically, what's her name, Supergirl or Orion, and they both have a spin-up global, which could be quite useful, I think. He does have nasty fielding, so I decided to put Robin on to go with that super rare Robin, which in fact Jason has anyway. But I'm not just playing against Jason. So the global to make his fielding basically cost a mask as long as he's the first thing fielded. Also, Robin acts as removal, which is good. And then I thought, well, Jason's got that Wonder Woman, horrible 6 costs, super rare, and I'm not quite sure what to do about that. I felt like I wanted some more removal that wasn't based on when attacked and when fielded, which these two are. And I did think, okay, I've got Black Widow, who's energized. I didn't buy it last time, but I thought, okay, might be useful because it's not affected by Wonder Woman. But I didn't feel like that would cover it, so I decided to get rid of Anger Issues and replace it with Slingers, which has a force attack global, pay a mask, and target character die must attack. What is the character version of the Slingers, the force attack? There's a Mr. Fantastic in the new set, maybe?
Doctor Strange.
Doctor Strange, there you go. But I decided to go with Slingers because it can't be blanked by Typhoid Mary, which is quite important. And I thought, I've got quite an attacky team anyway, so I'm not going to want to keep pieces in the field apart from Cable, and hopefully I can time it appropriately. So, Slingers came in, Anger Issues went out, I no longer have a Fist Pump, so I'm getting rid of Beast. And I think that left me with one spot, okay? And I was thinking about, okay, I maybe need a villain, because your opponent can obviously buy Villainous Pact as well. And first I thought Typhoid Mary, and then I realised that she's not actually a villain, which is a bit annoying. But she's got good stats. If she had been a villain, doubling a 4 attack is not a bad thing with her ability. But okay. And, even though you've got a force attack, if you time it right, if you blank the right thing at the right turn just for one turn, it could make a difference. Anyway, she's not a villain. So then I went with Kang, which is interesting. He's got horrible fielding, but then I've got Robin, so that's good. He's masks, cheap masks relatively, so that's pretty good for Slingers and Villainous Pact. But I didn't really want to invest in Swarm because it can be a bit of a distraction if it's not your actual win con. Then I thought Starro might be good, because it nicks sidekicks. Then I thought, well, I'm not really wanting to have a massive field particularly. And what's more, I've already got a 3-cost shield, so I sort of rejected Starro on that grounds, and also because you can only roll him on 2 of his levels, really, which means that I will never roll him to a character phase. And finally, I decided that my villain will be Tombstone, because he's got Intimidate, which is unaffected by Wonder Woman. Now, let's be clear, Wonder Woman is not that meta-prevalent, but Jason's got it. So we will see how that goes. But the other thing about Tombstone is he's got fantastic stats on his top level, and I've got a spin-up global. So he's another 8/8, who only costs 1 more than Orion, different energy type, and a villain. So that's good. Then we played a game. Jason won. Let me be very clear about that. I didn't release it because it was an hour long, but my apologies to Jason on that game. It was a sort of control battle which involved several misplays, I suspect on both sides, certainly on my side, and in the end Jason very much won it, without buying his win con in any sense, and it sort of came down to the fact, well, he was using Arctic Breath to keep his Wonder Woman in the field, which was sneaky and I'd completely forgotten about. Now, I can't get around that necessarily, but that does require a bit of lining up. And I was sort of relying, apart from if he managed to do that, I wouldn't be able to force his attack because I can't make him pay. Sorry, Arctic Breath puts a stun token, right, on the Wonder Woman. And if something has a stun token on it, it can't, I think, attack or block unless you pay 2 energy. And if he does it to his own Wonder Woman, there's no way that I can make him pay that 2 energy, so I can't force attack him, basically. So my only real removal in that case, because she stops Robin, I didn't buy Tombstone, my mistake, and she does stop Spider-Man, was Black Widow, who's energized, which is not stopped really by anything except, well, Tombstone, I guess, and the Blanky people. But there was a bit of a conflict between Black Widow, who says energize, spin target opposing character die down 1 level. If that character die is already level 1, spin it to an energy phase. Good for removing sidekicks because they've only got 1 energy level, so they automatically go to an energy phase. Not so good if Bloody Woman, Wonder Woman, is on level 2, for example. You would have to get 2 Black Widows, both on double energy, at the same time, to get rid of a level 2 Wonder Woman, which makes it all the more difficult with the spin-up global, which is on Orion. So Jason cunningly used that to make my life much more difficult. So I decided, at his suggestion in fact, to get rid of her as well and replace it, because I wanted cheap masks. That's one of the reasons she was there, not just as removal, but actually primarily as cheap masks to fuel this global and this global and this global. So I replaced it with Psylocke, who, when fielded, gives target character Overcrush. Obviously also stopped by, what's her name? Wonder Woman. But I did have a thought on the Wonder Woman. If he manages to get the Arctic Breath stun token on Wonder Woman, or attempts to do so, if I've got a mask from my cheap masks, I might be able to redirect his stun token to a different die, which would be cunning, I think. So that's my plan on that front. And then, as a final last-minute change, I decided to take out Spider-Man, because I've already now got a 4-cost fist, and I don't really have a 5-cost that I'd like to buy. Nobody's ever going to buy Mr. Sinister, so I decided to put Brainiac on as kind of a third way of getting damage through, right? I've got big stats, which could be doubled. I've got Overcrush, and Overcrushing doubled up Orion would not be a bad thing. I've got Field Clear, and I've got Unblockable. And hopefully, and I've also got Force Attack. So hopefully, through a combination of those, I can seize the nettle, or whatever the phrase is, and manage to get some damage through beyond Jason's horrible control. What do you reckon, Jason?
I reckon you will do just that. I have not. I've done the opposite of you and changed nothing on my team. So it's basically, it's still just built around She-Hulk and getting free mind control at the beginning of every one of my turns if I've got She-Hulk in the field and I've purchased a Starro. So that's pretty much it for me.
Okay. Well, we will see. I'm gonna stop this video here. And again, like the previous pair of videos, I'll release them separately. So if people don't want to sit through the team building, they don't have to. And if people are only interested in the team building, they can just watch that. But I think my hope with this video is not. Again, I'll say I am not the world's greatest team builder, but this information I can imagine might be useful. This sort of thought process of why I'd made the decisions that I'd made, for better or for worse, rightly or wrongly. The information that has informed these decisions might be useful to people who are just starting out or are not too confident with their team building. Please let us know in the comments if that is the case or if it's not. Let me know what we could do differently. Okay, Jason and I should play the game, so I'll stop here and we'll start again in a second. Thanks, Jason. Bye-bye.
Bye.